Okay, guys, so this is just a continuation of our discussion for Google Sheets menu bar and explaining or exploring its functions and usage of the menu bar ni Google Sheets. So we finish or actually the first recording we stop at protected range. Okay, so just to continue, protected range. This is more so used. This is mostly used if again you're collaborating with other users and kung gusto niyo i-share yung sheet nyo with limited access. Earlier, when we discuss about sharing, di ba? Ito, di ba yung sharing, which we extensively discussed. It only allows you to dalawa yung options, tatlo yung options nyo for sharing eh. With it allows you to share with edit access, with comments, and with just view access. Now, the protected range is more like an expanded way of sharing your sheet and then at the same time allowing other users to edit or put comments or add any other information that you need. So even if so this without messing up the section na ayaw niyo ipakita. Okay, or ayaw niyo ipagalaw. So like for this one, diba? This is the user. Okay, so just to let you know, this is the user. This section is an indicator who is viewing your file. So siguro close na lang natin para you don't get confused or I can show it later to you. So yan, pag wala, ibig sabihin, wala ka nakikita dito, it means that there's no other person viewing your sheet at the moment. So yun yun. Yun yung indicator mo. So if you naka-load sa'yo yung sheet mo, you will see people here that is viewing your sheet, especially if you have shared this to a lot of users. Okay, so we ended up with protected range. How do we set that up? Protected range works like this. If meron kang sections na gusto mong i-share sa ibang user, but you don't want them to edit or make changes on the sections that are important to you. So, di ba yung last discussion is you added a comment section. You added a comment section for the other user to put in their comments. So now, how do you make sure na hindi nila magagalaw itong mga data mo dito? Wow, accidentally may nakapindot ng F, o paano na, di ba? We can do version history, yes, but the challenge there is kung marami na siyang na-comment dito, tapos mag-version history ka, ulitin niya ulito. Either that or, you can have your own diskarte. You can, may mga nabura pala ako dito. But that's hard, diba? It's hard to backtrack yung mga errors na pwedeng magawa. So, para sigurado ka na lang, protect mo na lang yung range na ayaw mong ipagalaw sa iba. So, how do we do that? First thing you do is to protect your sheet. So you click this section or your tab name, click that small arrow button, and then click on Protect Sheet. Lalabas to sa right-hand side of your screen. It will ask you to either protect the range or protect the whole sheet. So if you want someone to work on your sheet, but you wanted to protect certain range or specific range lang, you go here. You select this option. Okay? So when you select range, now is the time to identify or select ano yung range na gusto mong protektahan. Okay, so you can click this and then remove what is automatically entered kasi nandito yung cursor mo eh. So delete mo yan and then gusto ko wag nilang galawin yung columns A to J because akin yan. Meaning I'm working on that and I don't want anyone to mess up that section. So you highlight your columns A to J, makikita mo naman siya dito. Row 1 is your tab title, and A to J is your range. So, automatic naman yan lalabas. If you select it, yan. Okay, so A to J. And then, click on Set Permissions. Wait, okay. I'll just remove this muna para okay, hindi ko na lang remove. There are 3 users that we added. First is you. You are the owner. You are, you can set it as you can set your sheet to show a warning when editing this range, or you can just set to restrict who can edit this range. So pwedeng ikaw lang, ayaw mo, wala kang gustong ikaw lang yung pwedeng makatouch. Pwede mo ring iset na ganyan. But if you want to customize it, like there are certain cells that you want other users to add their notes on or their comments, you go to custom. And then you set who can edit, who can view. Okay? So, sinet natin yung columns A to J na viewable lang sa'yo. And you don't want anyone to mess. Kunwari, this is the other user na gusto mo meron siyang edit access din. Kunwari, you trust this person or team kayo, tag team kayo, kayong dalawa nag-handle ng data. You can check that and give edit access. And then, the other person na pag-sharean mo ng sheet, you don't want him or her to edit your ranges A to J, pero gusto mo siyang maglagay ng comments sa ibang column. So you can just leave it unchecked. Okay? Meaning to say, you customize your sheet na etong dalawa lang, ako lang, yung user, yung owner, and another collaborator na gusto mo may edit access. Okay, so let's see how that works. So may check yung isa wala. Okay. And then, oh, by the way, we didn't, kasi I created this for testing. Delete natin to. Okay, so ito yung ginawa natin. Now, para mas matandaan mo, ano ba ginawa mo dito sa protected range na to for this particular sheet, you can add a name lang, a tag name, para mas madaling tandaan. So, for example, I'll just rename it, do not edit A to J. Yun lang. It's very simple. It's for you. It doesn't have any requirement. I think basta wala lang spaces. And then you can set it up like that. And then done. Now, how do we know na yung isang pinag-sharean mo doesn't have edit access? So you as an owner, ito yung owner ng file. Of course, you can make changes. Okay, so yeah, kunwari, you wanted to make changes, and you wanted to, like for example, ko lang to. Okay, you want to edit or something like that. You want to put in items, item codes. You're doing something. So yan, that user, because siya yung owner, of course, you can make changes. Now, let's see if the other user can make that change. So we shared it kanina. We shared it with another user, which is of a different email. Okay, let's see. Okay, so this is another user. This is a different email. Pag niload mo to, mapapansin mo dun sa original sheet mo, ayun na, may nag-review na. So if that means there's another user viewing your file. Okay, so this person, the one that you shared it with edit access, meron siyang edit access. So meaning to say, if she loads the file, and you're on the file also, pareho kayo, she can also have edit access kasi sinet mo siya na magkaroon siya ng edit access. Ibig sabihin, she can make any changes from, yan, di ba? Walang restriction. She can type in anywhere because you've given her full autonomy or full access dun sa file mo. Pwede siyang maglagay ng kahit ano. This particular user. Now, let's see the other user that you shared it with, okay? Change lang ako. Ito yon, which is this email. Sorry guys, wala akong magawang I'm just testing it based on my my own email addresses. Okay. This particular email or user, shinare mo din siya. Okay, see that? When you go here, you will see na dalawa na yung viewer ng sheet mo. Okay, so when you go here, you having only limited access, meaning to say you can't make any changes on A, B, C, A2, columns A to J. So see what happens. There. If I try to type in anything, it's not allowing me. Kasi wala akong edit access sa A to J. Kasi ni-restrict ni user. But where can I put my comments? So I can only go or make my comments K onwards. So yan. Ayan. So dito, pwede ako mag-type. Why can't... Okay. So yan. So anywhere, you can type in anywhere except for A to J kasi yun ni-restrict ni user. So that's how protected range works. Okay, so I hope you can test it on your own, but So that's how protected range works. It's also very important because you have full control of your sheets, and at the same time you are asking your co-members to help you out with the sheet if you need it. So yeah, that's how it works. Now, moving on to a next function, formula bar. Okay, formula bar is more like if you are putting in formulas on your sheet, of course. So just like in Excel, if you wanted to put formulas, dito yon, ito siya, ito yung bar niya. So let's just say, count, ano ba magkala? Concatenate na lang. Concat 1. So if you start typing there, eto na yun, nag-appear lang siya dito sa formula bar. So parang Excel works the same, but this is where you can work the formula here. You can also work your formula here. So yun yung formula bar. What else? Show formulas. Okay. Let me just copy real quick. Okay. Okay, so that's basically your formula bar. So that it's just allowing you to, it's just another section for you where you can edit your formulas. Short formulas, if for example, meron kang formula dito, concatenate, concat na nga lang. For example, you want to concat the work order, and this is just a sample, guys, and the address. So, of course, what you will see is the result of your formula. If you want to view the formula, let's just say ang dami mo ng formula up to the end of your sheet, but you wanted to see what formula you've used. So you can go to view and then just show formulas, and then you will see this. So yun siya. That's how the show formula option works. Okay, so we can uncheck that. And then zoom, it's just a view option, and then full screen is also a view option. So yun, so we were able to discuss file, edit, and view so far. I would like to go on and continue with the rest, so you can appreciate how it works. But before I go there, kasi insert, format, data tools, and add-ons, these are more like function that you wanted to use if you're creating either a dashboard or a report. Ito na yung mga the usual links or functions that you wanted to use. So for now, we'll stick with formatting your Google Sheets para mas ma-appreciate nyo siya. And then we can go ahead. So we're gonna be skipping some sections, and then we'll discuss it along the way if needed. Kasi mas maganda if we discuss it with an example. Okay, some of the easy functions, I'll explain it. See, there's also a macro, but there's also script editor. Ito yung mga Visual Basic version ni Google Sheets, which is more in-depth na. Okay, so ayan, so we'll go here with this menu and explain to you its usage. So it's very self-explanatory. Undo, redo, print. It's very basic. Plain format. Hindi siya masyado ginagamit. Ito yung zoom. Kanina nakita natin. Just a button or a shortcut version. And then if you want to set your values with a dollar amount, so ito, let's just say you have a data here that has a payment as a amount. So just like Excel, where you set in or you format your number into number, percentage, scientific accounting. If you're doing calculations, it's best to set it as accounting, or you can also set it as a currency. depending on your use. So this is the format section wherein you can set up your columns according to the format that you prefer them to be, and in preparation for your report, or basically just cleaning up your database. And yeah, the rest are self-explanatory, very basic information: bold, italics, underline, and strike through. There's a different usage depending on how you do. If you're doing a tracker, this features are useful. So align, left, those are very basic naman. Conditional formatting, this is one of the isa din sa mga magandang features ni conditional formatting. So if this is your data, okay, so let's show filter functions pala muna. Guys, you can also filter your data if you just select the headers. Di ba kanina we explained freezing your sheet. So this time, if you want to filter certain specific data, you can use the filter function. Litan ko lang ng konting-konti para makita nyo yung ano. Wala, 150 na pala yung kasunod. Okay, can I customize this? Ayan, full screen na lang. Okay, this is I hope you can still see my screen. Filter is like the normal filter. You wanted to filter lang certain information on your sheet. So you can highlight or not, but best practice, highlight nyo na lang para masanay kayo na gano'n ang ginagawa. You highlight your header or your header row 1, and then you click on filter. So I'll explain more about the filter function pala, kasi malawak din yan eh. Filter and filter view, I'll explain it to you because it's very useful if a lot of people are viewing the same sheet. Okay, so filter is just like the usual filter wherein you can filter your data. If you want to see only this particular worker name, you set it up that way. And if you click on filter and then filter by name, lalagyan mo lang siya ng check mark, and you will see the data that you wanted to see for that particular worker. Now, we were discussing about conditional formatting. Sometimes, like what I have learned also, you sometimes want to color code your sheet, which is actually okay because, like what I have learned, people respond to colors much faster. Kumbaga parang mas automatic sa atin na you get to respond to color coding. So there's a way of setting that up manually, and there's also a way of setting it up automatically. Automatic. Ayun. So you can set it to alternating colors. If you click on this, you will be given this option. So para magmukha lang siyang table, you can select you can choose from the pre-formatted na options. So ayan yung mga custom styles nyo, di ba? So ang saya, di ba? You can make it look like a clean database, and you can manage your colors. You can change your colors here. So ito, pre-formatted na siya, si alternating colors. Okay, if you just want to clean up your database and you just want it to look presentable, you do this. Now, if you want your data to look at a certain way na mas useful sa'yo, if you're using it as a tracker, you can do conditional formatting. So, pagagandahin lang natin ng konti yung sheet. Okay. So, this is my sheet, and I wanted to make it look like presentable. Okay, so I wanted to change my grid lines. Say I want gray color for my grid lines. Okay, so that's how it works. Diba? Mas maganda siya ng konti. And then, I want to highlight my header to all, ganyan. So this is, you change your colors according to how you want it to look like para lang magmukha siyang malinis. So yan, depende sa inyo guys. Depende sa how you want it to look like. Now, and you want to align it. Okay, so align left, align. Yan, so that's how it works. If you want to make your header mas mas kita, change your font size, and then adjust it here. So yun, or pwede mo rin kung gusto mo pa ganyan. Kung gusto mo, this is just like formats. Okay, so these are the different ways that you can format your header depending on how you want it. If you would notice, if meron siyang ganyang option, most probably these are options for you if you're doing reports. Okay, so right now we're trying to clean up your database in preparation for reports. We will use this in future discussions also for reports. Okay, so yan, medyo naayos na siya. Okay, and then aligned naman, and you want your, let's just say you have 5 item code options. You want to resize your columns. So gusto mo uniform yung item code mo since pare-pareho naman sila. You can resize it according to your preferred, if you want to type in a value, or you can highlight this section. Wait until you see that arrow and then double click. Mag-a-adjust siya according sa kung ano yung laman niya. So yun. So ito given, wala kasi siyang laman, but if you will, for example, there's a value here, and then you click that, yun, mag-a-adjust naman siya. So, ayun. So for the sake of uniformity, inayos lang natin yung item code section. If you also want, well, yun nga, it's up to you guys if you want to change the color of certain sections because you're gonna be using it for a report. In reality, this particular data, we will use this for our upcoming exercises. Kaya, pino-color code ko na siya ng ganyan. Okay. So, we can delete this as we did we did it as a sample earlier. Okay. What am I talking about? I mean, going back to what I'm talking about conditional formatting. When you click on conditional formatting, you set a specific item that you wanted to highlight specific rows or column that would help you with your report. So, for example, ang goal mo is to color code certain worker's name or maybe statuses. Sorry, we can go with status. We wanted to highlight certain statuses in order for us to identify kung sino pa yung dapat mong i-work. Okay? Let me just add some data here. Give me one. Okay, so we have a different statuses here for each of the jobs. I'll just call this jobs that we are monitoring. So these are the different types of statuses. And then what you want to do is you want to highlight your status according to, according to colors. Right? Gusto mo lang silang makita sa colors kasi gusto mo makita kung sino yung incomplete, sino yung, this is just code, so sino yung SC23 code or NIA. So you just wanted to get a glimpse of, or parang you wanted to make sure na ma-identify mo kagad yung status just by looking at the colors. So you can set that up in conditional formatting. So what you need to do is this. Go to format, go to conditional formatting, and then you can set up your color setting here. Okay. So I'm gonna be applying that color coding to the status range or to the status column. So you go on. Remember kanina may color scale tayo, which we have discussed. Pero dito tayo sa single color. No, color scale is different pala. Okay, but we'll discuss more on single color muna para ma-appreciate niyo iba-ibang format rules that you can apply. This is also similar to conditional formatting in Excel. Okay, so how do we want it to set up? first we need to select the range. Now we select the status range. Okay, so that means everything. Or maybe you can start with K2 kasi meron ng kulay yung row 1 natin. So we start with K2 to K. When you say K2 to K, it means starts with K2 and then all the way down up to saang K merong, I mean, up to what row ni column K ang merong value. Once you have set that up, you have to set give the condition on kailan siya magko-color. Okay? So, if we get a status, let's just say, text contains. So, ang dami, di ba? If it's empty, you can set it up. If it's not empty. So, it's very useful. Depende sa gamit, sa pangangailangan nyo. Depende sa how you want it to be set up. I want to color all SC items. Let's just assume that all SC items are completed jobs. Okay, so if I see a text that contains SC, I will color my cell this green. Sorry, nag-text color pala siya. So you can actually choose. I mean, you can set your color text, and you can also select your color fill color. So I want all S items na nagko-contain ng SC to give me a color green. Okay, so when you click on done, notice, automatically kinulayan niya yung mga nakikita niyang SC. I want another rule. I want all, okay, I'll change my range again. We can pre-select it like that, or you can also do what we did earlier. Oops. Okay. Apply to range K1 to K. Meaning to say, okay, all the way down to column K. And I want, so since you want this specific name, or you're setting a specific text to give, to format it to you, I mean, to format the cell according to a specific text. So let's say I wanted to set it to, okay, I'm gonna color text is exactly incomplete. Okay, and then I will color the cell, or fill color the cell with red kasi incomplete. So if you do it, okay, then you click on done. So kung halimbawa, naglagay ka lang dyan ink, okay, ink lang, walang incomplete, hindi niya kukulayan kasi nakaset siya to exactly. Okay, if you set it up to contains ink kunwari, INC lang, kulayan niya yan. Kaya lang, I would suggest na pag mga ganon na exact text, it depende sa iyo. Unless you don't have a status that contains this consecutive letters, then that would work. So for the sake of this exercise, we'll just set it to exactly incomplete. And we'll call it, we'll color it red. And then all the ones that are canceled, text contains, canceled. Again, we'll change this to K2 to K. Pwede mo na rin siyang i-type, automatic naman. We'll change the incomplete to orange. Canceled pala to orange. And then, done. And then, same thing. I want all statuses that starts with or that has a status of service assurance, color yellow na lang. Okay, and then we'll change this again to incomplete. So yun, okay, there's another status, yung NIA, wala pa siyang value, wala pa siyang color. So we change this to K2. Okay, and text is custom formula. Text is exactly NIA, and then I wanted to color blue. So, ayun, diba? That's easy. I mean, it would be easy for you to see all the SU1s are completed jobs, so you can have at least, by just looking at your database, you already have an idea, okay, marami naman palang na-complete, ay, may incomplete. So, you have like a quick view, as I call it, a quick view of what your data looks like or how you are with tracking your jobs. So that's basically how conditional formatting works. And again, if you want to clear formatting, you can easily click on this option, and then you can clear the formatting. Kung ano yung naka-highlight, and then you click on clear formatting, it will change automatically. Yes. Okay, so that's how your conditional formatting works. Now, I'm going to discuss more about filter and filter view. This is also, most of our discussions today or for this recording or for this lesson is more on collaboration, because we've shared about sharing your sheet, the different share options, and then we have also discussed about protecting your sheet and still collaborating with others, but with certain conditions and certain restrictions. And then we've discussed about conditional formatting, which is also very useful, especially if you're maintaining a tracker, maintaining a database, cleaning up your database and make it useful and preparing it for a possible report or dashboard. So these are yung mga importante. Kasi remember guys, if you are working on a database and you're making your database clean, expect nyo na ang kasunod niyan is reporting or dashboard. That's why dapat sa umpisa pa lang, yung data nyo malinis. I always make it a point, best practice for my sheet not to get messed up, especially pag merong mga, kasi guys, I have to be honest, there are certain collaborators na hindi sila maayos maggawa ng sheet. Let's just say they are copying work orders. Let's just say this is being copied and then pasted on the sheet. Sometimes if for example, someone is working on your sheet and the work order is, this is just an example, okay? For example, ganyan yung work order. And then you ask them to, okay, please update the tracker and then work on what was ordered for today. And then they paste their data like that. It's totally annoying. So make it a point, best practice to always explain and stress sa inyong coworkers to make your sheet clean and ready for a possible report. Kasi believe me, it would also teach you to make your report or to make your data presentable and at the same time easy to work on. Kasi pag dumami na yung data nyo and then your data looks like a mess, then it will be hard for you to create a dashboard out of it or create a report out of it. You may be able to, but alam mo yun, it's hard to go back and clean up pag madami ng data. So best practice, always make sure your formatting is good, your alignment is good, your font sizes and all are uniform. It speaks a lot on how you maintain your database. Okay, so the last discussion that I will do for this two-part session is filter. Okay, earlier I've shown you how to filter your data. Now the challenge here is, what happens if there are 3 or 4 or 5 person viewing the same sheet at the same time? You can't do your filters. If you do your filters, like for example this one, I'm this user, the owner, I filtered it. I wanted to see, I'm gonna working on all Andres Felipe's entries, and then another user, the other user, working on the same sheet, doesn't want to work on Andres's output. I mean, she's doing another thing. Kung ano yung pinilter mo dito, at pag niload niya uli yung sheet niya, this is another user, okay? Niload niya uli yung sheet niya, makikita niya yung pinilter mo. So, paano ka makakapagtrabaho? Paano kayo makakapagtrabaho ng sabay? If you're doing some filters here, and then the other person also wants to work on a different criteria, or gusto niya, gusto ko makita lahat kasi I'm working on calculating the item codes. Okay, so that's the challenge. Now, this is where filter view comes in. Filter view allows you to filter your sheet without messing up the other person's view. Okay, so this is how it works. If, for example, I wanted to filter all the completed jobs because I'm putting in a payment status for those. Okay, and then the other person is also working on a different task of the same data. If you do filter like that, like I said kanina, ayun nga, you can't do filter lang with this live sheet kasi the other person will see that filter. So what you need to do is do for filter view. For example, I want to filter, okay, I want to filter all SC1. So filter by condition, meaning I want to filter text that contains SC because I'm going to be putting in, you type in SC kasi ang condition mo ay text contains SC and then select all. Okay, it should not. Clear ulit natin. Ito na lang. Ayan, nag-filter naman siya. Ala, tulad niyan yung pre-scope, SC. So maybe we need to change our conditional formatting real quick. Okay. Text contains SC 20. Let's just see if may overwrite niya if we added another formatting rule. Text is exactly pre-scope. Oops, sorry. Pre-scope. And then we wanted to color that as violet. Lagay natin siya sa taas. Okay, it works. As long as una siya, nandun siya sa taas, i-overrule niya yung may SE. So, it would still work as long as una muna siya. Garang ganito yan eh. Conditional formatting works like this. I mean, in this order. Kung ano yung una niyang makita, kung ano yung una niyang masatisfy, yun yung gagawin niya. So, nasatisfy ko na yung pre-scope. So, even if this entry has SE, hindi ko siya gagawin green kasi nasatisfy ko na to. So, yun. So, that works for this particular exercise. Okay, so going back to filter view, I wanted to filter all the completed ones, all the completed jobs. Okay, we can't use filter by condition because yung SC kinukuha niya yung merong pre-scope and we don't want that. So we just filter by color. Just to add, guys, filter by color doesn't exist, I think, 6 months ago. So this is really a new feature. Before, like I said, Google Sheet is an evolving app. The developers, the Google, is continuously adding ways for us to make the sheet more useful and user-friendly. So before, walang fill color or filter by color options in Google Sheet. This is just a new feature, and I'm happy that I have this because before we use a scripting, we add a scripting lines para lang makapag-filter. But now Google made it easier, so thanks to Google. Okay, so going back to filter view, you wanted to filter only the SC ones. What you do once you have filtered it, you go back to data, and then you go to filter view, create new filter, and rename your filter. Let's just say I want to rename it as Jen's view. And this is the range that I would want it to apply that filter view. So pag kinlik ko yan, notice nyo, nag-darken yung etong area na to. that means I can work on this particular view nang hindi ko na mess up yung original. Meaning to say, I can work on this particular filter view na hindi kailangan makita ng ibang user na ito yung ginagawa ko. Meaning they can work on whatever filter they want to do. So, okay, wait. Okay, I close the filter view. That's how you close the filter view. If you wanted to do, or you're working on your sheet, on your own rules, kumbaga, you click your filter view. So, pag nag-darken na yung area na yan, it means you are openly working on whatever conditions you want. So, dito, I can filter na by color ulit. I'll filter by yellow, o lahat ng service assurance, kanya lalagyan ko ng payment status. Let's just say all the filters, service assurance, I'm putting in the payment of status of 12. Now, this is me working on this particular view. Now, let's go to the other person's view. Okay, this is the same sheet, but different user. If I refresh this page, I'm free to do whatever I want also. I'm not seeing yung ginagawa ng kasama ko kasi naka-filter view option siya. Meaning, siya lang, okay lang na mag-work ako according to how I want it, nang hindi ko na mess up yung isa nagtatrabaho. So this is basically working on the same sheet all at the same time via filter view. So if you want your own view, okay, I'll create a new filter view. Let's just say I'll name it as payment log. Okay, so this is totally another view, and I wanted to put in or edit okay, payment log, and I want to filter Andres. See, okay, so see, this is another user with a filter view like this, and even if you refresh that, you refresh your page, okay, it's just taking a bit of time. Okay, and then I go back to the filter view that I was working on earlier, which is payment log. Yan, okay. So, meaning to say, I'm working on this particular setting, pero the other user is working also on a different setting, but we're working on the same files without messing up each other's work, of course. Unless na lang maglalagay kayo pareho doon sa section na yon, di ba? So, that's, syempre, it depends on assigning what to work on or specific columns to work on. But I hope you get the idea about how filter view works. Basically, ang purpose niya is for multiple users to view and work on the same sheet all at the same time without messing up the other one's filter view. So yun. So I hope you learned a lot about this two-part session. I wanted to discuss more kasi ang dami pang pwedeng aralin kay Google Sheet. So we'll stick with the same data, and then just for you to have a glimpse of what I'm trying to achieve here, this is the original data, and I wanted to discuss as far as doing a pivot table and also doing a report type of reporting dashboard for you guys. So this is our goal. So we'll start with this. So I hope to see you more. I hope to see you again soon so we can discuss more about Google Sheets. Thank you. Have a good one.